Okay.
But the
All
question
right.
I was going to ask though, do you think MGO 3 could carry more stuff from MGO 2? Like, just add more on top of it? Because MGO 2, you had like training skills up, you had instructor's room and more stuff to it. Do you think the same?
Yeah, there's a lot from MGO2 that MGO3 needs, but I mean, it's just so much. Like I could go on and on, but just to list some examples, like a dude earlier, he wanted me to, do a knife room, something like that. Play with knives only. And it's like, well, I would try to do that, but you can't even disable. There's no disable weapon feature on the game at all. So I can't
Yeah.
just join a lobby and they all use knives because some you can just go against a douche and he just pull out a gun and then next thing you know everybody's shooting.
I know you, mate, because my friend DR Solid, he hosts a lot of non-lethal lobbies. And usually for the first 5 minutes, it usually goes great, everything's okay. And then usually some guy comes in with a machine gun, shoots someone, then basically it's all hell turns loose. So that's why there should be like a weapon lock system so it prevents, people joining lobbies like an MGO2, going around and killing people. And it should be like, a knife lobby or non-lethal lobby or, I don't know, CQC lobby. But that's just, my opinion.
Right, right.
Which I think you agree on that as well.
It's
Right.
just it's just so much. I mean, I could go on and on about what MGO3 needs that was in his predecessor, but I'd be sitting here all day.
Sitting here all day, then they'll say, oh shit, he's been here so long, he's no longer the purest one, he's the oldest one. Right, I'm going to ask you another question, and this one is arguably my most controversial, and knowing you, Purest One, you like controversial questions since you are controversial like me. What is your opinion on some other famous MGO YouTubers? So I'll give out a name and you tell me if you like him or not, because there is one name that comes to mind, and I keep thinking to myself, does this guy hate him or not? So the first person I'm going to ask,
Oh man.
what is your opinion, honest opinion, on Perfect Stealth?
Oh man. Perfect stuff. My honest opinion.
Yes, your honest opinion, please. Anything goes. We always do this. Anything goes.
Anything goes. I think Perfect Stealth is he's not what a lot of people, he's not what a lot of people think he is. Like some people think he's some some godson.
Right. Because I remembered I saw a video of yours saying something like, oh, this is apparently lag switching or whatever. And I was like, and you've tagged it in Perfect Stealth, and I was like, shit, here comes some like, YouTube drama or something. And I was like, honestly, I was like thinking, is this a joke like between you two as friends, or is there legit beef between you two?
Oh, there was best believe there was some tension there. Uh, During ESO we had the best team. I think at the start we had the best team. And no, was it ESO? Yeah, it was. And at some point, everyone that we have beaten tried to they tried to get footage, because MGO and the teleports. It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
And some of these guys, I don't know if they were new to the game, but I mean, Perfect Stealth, he claimed he played MGO too. All these players, they claim that they played MGO too, and all of this is common knowledge among MGO players. The laggy teleports, the lag grabs, all of this teleports. I mean, every MGO player should know that comes with the game, comes with the territory. So every video that they showed was MGO lag, and I kept trying to tell them that, but they insisted that we were glitching and we were cheating, but that wasn't the case.
Wow. Seriously, wow. I, I'm I mean, the thing is with Perfect Stealth, he calls out anyone about anything, and it's always if you've done something but you didn't mean to do it. So, like, say yet again, say if you were playing and I don't know, the connection is some bullshit on both ends. I don't know what's happening. He'll call you out about it. He'll say, "Oh well, PurestOne's lag switching or something." Even though you've done nothing wrong, he'll call you out on it. I mean, like my friend Joey Maserati and my other friend Sensual, like when we used to play with each other, and Sensual made a video about. There was a video back in MGO 3 where if someone was the host of a session, and if they quit, everyone else would get a rank up. So when they used to keep doing that for a YouTube video, they just wanted to show what it's like. Basically, Perfect Self called them out and said something like, "Oh, you're all nothing but a bunch of glorified boosters." And when we actually faced them in a match, I mean, Perfect Stealth, he was like saying all kinds, like sending messages like saying, "Oh, Joey Maserati, you can't shoot for shit," or Central, "Why don't you fuck off," and all this bullshit. So my friend Joey Maserati, he was like, extremely pissed off, and Jesus, the guy turned into Rambo. Like, he literally went through Perfect Stealth's team, and all you could hear down the microphone was like him swearing, like, "Oh, you fucking streaming bastard," and all this. And I was like, Jesus, Joe, calm down. But that's the thing with the Perfect Self, though. He'll call out anyone on anything, and the thing is, he hates me, I hate him. I even offered him to go on this podcast. I said, if you want to talk it out like men, come on the podcast. But he declined. I invited you. You accepted straight away and says, yeah, sure, Strongest Gamer, I'll join your podcast. And I just think it's really nice of you for, joining in on this podcast.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it shows that some people don't have their fame go to their head.
Oh, of course. I mean, I don't consider myself famous or anything. I mean, I just make videos. I know a lot of people watch me, but it's not nothing crazy.
Just one thing I don't understand about your videos, because I like your videos, I really do. It's nothing bad, trust me. I like your videos, but why is there some people out there who still dislike them? I don't see what's bad about them.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something, but of any. I mean, well, when I played, I have talked trash. I'm not gonna sit here and try to deny that, but maybe that's why.
Do you think it boils down to jealousy? I think it's jealousy, in my opinion. They might say, well, this guy, the PurestOne, he's getting a lot of attention. You have some guy in the background, I don't like this, I'm going to dislike his video because, I've got no balls to say anything to him. I think it just boils down to jealousy, in my opinion.
It could be jealousy, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would hope it's not jealousy, but
I mean, there's nothing wrong with your videos at all. They're all really good gameplay footage, and I just don't know why people don't like them. It's just, you have people that don't like your videos. You have people who like Perfect Stealth videos, but I mean, honestly, your videos are like shits on his. Easily shits on his. Like, at least you know how to play the game. At least you know how to aim a gun. At least you know how to snake. I mean,
right.
And I just don't know why people dislike your videos, but I think it's either jealousy or maybe fanboys of Perfect Stealth or fanboys of a different YouTuber. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, you've done nothing wrong whatsoever, and people still come at you for it. But,
Well, yeah, I mean, people didn't even like me on MGO 2, so, I mean, of course they wouldn't like me on this game for whatever reason. But, just one question, because I don't really follow Perfect Stealth, but
right.
when he calls people out, does his audience see it, or
Well,
does he do it like in the shadows, like?
That's a very good question, because he never says it on a YouTube video. He never says something like, "Oh, the strongest gamer," or "Oh, the PurestOne on a video," "Oh, they done this, and this." He always seems to retreat to some like cave full of his fanboys, like on a Discord or Twitter or something, and he'll start saying something like, "Oh, well, I'll tell a story about me." Basically, he'll go to a Discord and he'll say something like, "The strongest gamer, he's too toxic. I don't like him. He's took over the Reddit MGO, which I have," and he's like going, "I'm going to find some way to replace him." But he never points out facts. He never says something like, "Oh, but the strongest gamer did this, and this." He just goes, "Oh, he's too toxic. I hate him." And the worst part is, a lot of fanboys actually agree with him. Like, I think they agree with him just so they want to be, like, famous or something, if that makes sense. And I'm just like, why are you sucking up to a person who doesn't give a damn about MGO? He even made a video about the community of MGO is dying, the community of MGO is bad, but it's like, he just never contributes anything good. He never's done anything good for the community, and he calls people out on it.
And that too, like I seen one of his videos, you know, I don't know what the title was, but I think we're talking about the same video when he's talking about the community, saying how this is the worst community. Other gaming communities don't do, the things that. Hold on, I'm sorry for the background noise, but
Is it okay?
yeah, but he was talking about how toxic the community was. How he was talking, how other communities aren't as bad, but it's like you're a part of the problem. You do the
Exactly.
same exact thing.
It's very hypocritical. He's saying bad stuff about a community, but do you know what I find funny, PurestOne? And this is really funny in my opinion. He shits on the community that gave him attention in the first place. You know, the community of Metal Gear made him what he is. You know, they got him 3,000 something subscribers. They made him a Twitch streamer, and what does he do in return? Shits on the community. He says the community is nothing but cancerous. The community is dying and all this bullshit. I mean, talk about what's the old phrase go? Talk about biting the hand that feeds you. You know, seriously. And he's just got the balls to post that on a YouTube video. It's like, well, come on, man, come on. And it's just, like, and his shit talks about people. It's like, I just think people are not aware what he's like. There's like two sides to him. There's the YouTube side of him where everyone goes, "Oh, this guy's great. He's funny. He's a good player." But people don't know that he's such a backstabber, really. In personal, when you get to know him, he's actually a backstabber. You know, he'll shit talk about anyone and to,
Right.
put more, what's the word? Get himself ahead, if that makes sense. And he's done it with you, he's done it with me, he's done it with Sential, he's done it with countless other people, and it's like, what the fuck? And people still like him. It's like, why? Seriously.
Yeah, there's definitely another side of Perfect Stealth you guys
Definitely.
have never seen.
Another MGO YouTuber, because I've name dropped him, but I just want to see what your opinion is on him. And he's a very good friend of mine. What's your opinion on Sential? Have you ever seen his YouTube videos of MGO?
I've seen. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen many videos, but I do know who he is. I can't really say anything about him because I never played with him. Uh, I never played against him. I don't think I did. I never, so I don't really have anything to say.
Right. Well, I mean, I won't pressure more because, it's not fair if you don't know someone and if I keep asking, but what do you think about this and what do you think about that? And then you'll be like, strongest gamer, seriously, I don't know the guy. What am I supposed to reply to that?
Yeah.
But I'll try to think. Well, actually, we'll put more twist to it. Other ESL gamers, so like say, have you ever heard of Team Revolution on MGO?
Yes.
What's your opinion on Team Revolution? Do you like them? Do you think they're okay? Are they cunts in real life or anything?
No, they're cool people. I mean, I have nothing against Revolution. I actually I was playing with a few of them when Survival was still up and running.
All
Well, it's
right.
still up and running, but a lot of people have dropped since the recent update. But
Right.
yeah, I have nothing against them. I mean, I have them on my friends list. If they're ever on, we tend to play together.
Right. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of people on Revolution. Like, I think there's one called Nishi, Yad Baba, Envizzle. I'm friends with them people. I think I'm friends with some of your people on Encrypted. I'm not too sure. I have a lot of friends who are in ESL on MGO. I have a lot of friends like Issei, Nishi, you, some other like people. So I'm pretty much friends with like every side of ESL that comes to it on MGO3. But I mean, it's nice to know that you don't have any grudges against any people, maybe except for one person in particular. But it's just I don't know why people build you as very controversial when you're actually really a nice guy. I just think people don't know you that well and they think, oh, this guy's cocky, but you're not really cocky because then you would be sitting here going, well, I beat this guy and I beat that guy and I'm the king of MGO. I won the tournament, and you never like that. And I mean, I'm really surprised, but in a good way. I mean, I was expecting maybe a little bit of cockiness, but you're really a humble guy at the end of the day.
I mean, I'll say this. I don't really talk a lot of trash unless, someone tried to come my way, and then that's usually when I say the mean things. But for the most part, if you cool with me, I'm cool with you. The only people that, I really don't hate anyone. Like, most of the time, I'm trolling. Like, I'm not really serious. But if they get hurt about it, then there's nothing I can do about that. But I'm not gonna say I don't like anyone on this game. It is one person. Well, not really person, but more like a group. But anyone who cheats on this game, you get no remorse. You will get every kind of word thrown at you, anything. So
That is true.
I mean,
And I'm gonna ask probably my most dumbest question because you're gonna like scoff at me and says, mate, I've already counted them like 5 times or something. But have you ever faced the S-Myogins?
yes, I have.
And what was the outcome? Did they basically glitch you to hell and everything and all this bullshit, or did you actually kick their ass?
Well, actually, I recorded a video on it. At first my team didn't want to play them, so I mean, what's the worst that can happen? If they cheat, we can just leave the match, and that'll be that, or we can just beat them, and I can make a video about it. So we ended up playing them, and we won, of course.
Nice.
They tried everything. They at the start of the match they bombed our whole team with C4. They were trying to lag switch full time 3 punches. Freezing with the sniper, and they still lost. And usually what these glitchers do is they will lag switch at first, or whatever program they use, Mal, whatever. And if that doesn't work, they start DDoSing. So after a while, Maljin, he didn't even want to play us anymore. He just started knocking us off, and so eventually we just stopped trying to play him. So every time we saw a glitcher, we just left. Like, why waste our time, yo?
Well, exactly. I just find it funny. They made a Twitter post, was it like 2 months ago or something? They said they were getting banned by Konami. They photoshopped like a whole message saying they were going to get banned by Konami, and everyone. I'll admit, I got fooled by it because everyone was celebrating, going, yes, the S-Managers are going to get banned and everything, but it just turned out it was just some kind of stupid way of getting attention, because they eventually revealed in a video that it was all Photoshop, and I was like, what is the point in that? Seriously, what is the point in making a video saying that you're going to get banned? And I just find it laughable that when I originally made a podcast series for Series 1, I said, like, I'm getting famous people like Sensual, Professor Khai, and some other people, and then they actually had the audacity to say, well, we deserve to be in the podcast because I think we deserve it. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you deserve? What? Deserve because you got the best homemade lag switch or something? What the fuck? And I mean, like, Professor Kai is a very nice guy. I think you might know him, but, even he was, like, laughing at them. He was like, what the fuck? Seriously, you deserve to be on a podcast. I was like, just shut up, seriously, because you're just embarrassing yourself at the end of the day. And there's like spam messages saying they want people for the S-Manager, and they're saying we're recruiting a 6th member. No one's going to join. I'm just going to tell you right now, no one in their right mind is going to join that shitstorm.
Well, I think you're wrong there, because, I mean, some of the lesser skilled players, they tend to, they need a win, so they'll do anything to try and get it. But as far as, anyone's serious, at the end I think they're just messing around when they make posts and stuff like that. They just want attention, like you said.
Yeah.
nothing serious.
Like a friend of mine was like saying to him, you know, at the end of the day, if you don't give them attention, they might just, you know, die off. They might say, well, we'll take our, you know, homemade lag switching somewhere else. But I think the fact is, when people keep giving them attention, you know, they're gonna keep doing it. So I think the best thing is just to ignore them and just let them die out.
I think they already have died out unless they decide to watch this video and come back for a day or so. But
They'll come back, spam you, spam me. What is this thing you've been saying on a podcast and everything? I'll just like laughing all the way through.
I mean, yeah, because that's one thing for me. Like once that patch came out, where if you disconnect, you lose a rank. That was a problem for me because they had my whole team IPs written down, so
Damn.
we really couldn't play unless maybe if we played on a different account and he didn't know we were on. But that's what made most of my team stop playing because there's nothing you can do about it. If you make a lobby, he joins it. He can snatch your IP and hit you off. I mean, it's just there's no dedicated server, so any measures that they took on MGO2 you can't be taken on this game. So
Well, exactly. And another thing that's even more worse is the fact, say if you were playing survival, you're on your fourth win, but you're on Team Liquid, but then you face a team that's Team Solid. And then they'll say that you've got a fourth win, and they'll basically say, right, if we don't win, we're going to disconnect and then lose your streak. But if we win, you're going to lose your streak anyway. So either way, it's, you know, it's a lose-lose situation. But there is some rare people, though, that will say, well, play fair. You know, if you beat us, you get fifth win. If we beat you, we get our first win. But like you said, you know, the game should have dedicated, like, hosting, especially for survival. Because it's the amount of times I have had fourth wins and the other team is Team Solid and then I lose purely because the host disconnected. I mean, it is bullshit. I think you even agree on that.
right.
But anyway, enough about bullshit. Let's talk about more bullshit instead. And this is a very big topic. I'm sure you've seen this trending everywhere. You know, the whole hashtag fuck Konami. But what is your honest opinion on Metal Gear Survive?
I knew this was coming. Metal Gear Survive. Honestly, I don't know what Konami is doing as far as Metal Gear Survive is, but a zombie Metal Gear game, I mean, that already sounds ridiculous.
That is true. That is true. But would you be willing to give it a go, though? You might be surprised if it's like it could be surprising really good, or it could just really bomb. You don't know. Would you be willing to give it a go?
I would have to see. I would have to see gameplay first. I'm not really with the, Kojima didn't make this game, so I'm just gonna automatically boycott it. If it's a good game, it's a good game to me. Yeah, I mean, but it's not Metal Gear. No doubt about it. It's not really Metal Gear like. I understand it's a spin-off, but even, I don't know, man.
I think the word you're trying to say is that all Metal Gears have stealth action in them, like, tactical stealth or whatever operations, but this game, it just have no stealth, it's just pure action, so I think that's what you're trying to say, is like, in your mind, at the end of the day, this isn't a true Metal Gear game, this is just basically like a Left 4 Dead knockoff, basically.
Right.
But my opinion on it, would I play it? I don't know. I'd definitely keep tabs on it. I'll definitely watch like videos of Metal Gear Survive. But my honest opinion, I think it's going to be a cash cow. I just think this is a cheap money grab for Konami.
Actually, now that I think about it, I just remembered something. Metal Gear Survive has co-op, so basically it's basically the co-op that we wanted in MGS5.
Yeah.
With the addition of zombies. Now, yes, I think it's a cash grab because Peace Walker had co-op, right? So when they're talking about MGS5, they was promoting it, whatever. They say, "Oh, this is just a glorified Peace Walker. This is what Peace Walker should have been." All right, so you just take co-op out the game, and they're like, "Where's the co-op? This game would have been nice with co-op." I mean, Peace Walker had it, so why don't this game? And then you turn around, "Oh, we're gonna make co-op, but now you gotta buy it. You gotta buy a whole new game." And they just, okay, we're listening to the fans. We're giving you co-op. Yeah, okay.
But they should just release it as like a DLC kind of like patch, like skin or something like Saints Row. I think it's Saints Row 4, Gat Out of Hell. Because basically this is all apocalyptic. It's all focused on a scenario where you've got to survive. But the fact they're releasing this as its own game, it's like, again, it's a bit of a cash grab. And I think that's what they're trying to aim for. I think they're just trying to aim is make most money as they can from the series, and then that's it. Because I mean, they're already focusing on pachinko, and pachinko will last a long time because Japanese players, they love playing that shit. I honestly think this game won't last long. I think this game will last about 6 months, a year or something. Then the player base will eventually die out, and just no one will give a damn. And then they'll just keep releasing more games where it's just going to be cheap. It's just going to be like freemium. You're going to pay for like features on the game. That's just my honest opinion.
Right.
Right. Next question, and now this is going to be less controversial, less bullshit. It's just mainly more about you. What are you aiming for in the future for your YouTube channel, or what games are you thinking about playing in the future?
Overwatch.
You've got Overwatch? I've got Overwatch. We should play some Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm down, man. I'm always looking for players to play with.
Well, there you go. You've got me. I like playing on DPS. I could play tank, I could play healer, or anything. We should play some Overwatch, man. Start playing together. Come on, I want to play with ThePurestOne. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that co-op for a YouTube title? The Strongest Gamer and ThePurestOne, or TSG and TPO. What a name!
Sound like brothers, man.
Exactly. We should call our clan the Free Initial Squad.
And as for other games, I mean, it's not really. It's not really any other game that's really I'm really looking for, because MGO. MGO was like my first. MGO 2 was like my first. Real multiplayer like game. And once I was playing, I'm like, oh, you get that mentality. Every game is like this, so it should be like this. And then you go to these other multiplayer games, and they're nothing like what MGO 2 was, and it's just
it's such a letdown. Yeah, because
disappointment after disappointment.
Because you set the bar to like a really high standard when you play MGO 2, and then like every other game after that, it's just it doesn't live to its appeal, or there's some bullshit in it. It's just not as good as MGO 2, in my opinion. Because I mean, MGO 2, a lot of people will say was the best multiplayer they've ever played. A lot of people would say that, but like when you go from MGO 2 to MGO 3, it's just it's so bad. I mean, I like MGO 3's graphics, I like some parts of the gameplay, but overall, it just feels like a watered down, looks good on paper version of MGO 2.
Yeah, the gameplay, actually, I kind of prefer the gameplay of MGO 3, but if they would have, this is what I mean, okay, most of the features in MGO 2, as far as let's say CQC, or scanner. In high levels of play, most of that wasn't being used at all. It's just straight run and gun. It's just run and gun, really. Whereas in MGO 3, all the mechanics can be used even in high levels of play. So stuff like stun weapons. Like I said earlier, I played a high ranked team in the finals. I beat them with stun weapons. You couldn't do that in MGO 2. Period. You could not do that in any game mode. That does not have team sneak, but As far as any other game mode, no. But I mean, if MGO3 would have had the headshot, all as far as health from MGO2 and MGO3, and the basic features such as you're able to disable weapons, and you can't one man and survive, all that. I think MGO3 would be fun.
Yeah, if they really focus on it and making some parts better and some parts the same, and maybe one thing that annoys me about MGO3, and I don't know if you agree on it or not, but do you think the underbarrel grenade launcher on MGO3 is really cheap and annoying?
Yes, I think it is cheap for all classes to have a grenade launcher. I think only the enforcer should have the grenade launcher attachment
Yeah.
because of what the enforcer is. So, I mean, at the start of the game, I think the infiltrator had a grenade launcher as well. They took it away, so I'm like, okay, he took the grenade launcher, but he can still have the underbarrel. So, I mean, that didn't make any sense, but whatever.
It's like saying the police, someone's trying to rape your mother or something, and police arrest the guy, but it's like, oh, but we'll let this other guy do it though. It's like, what the hell? What's the point? I mean, the underbarrel's basically, I mean, yeah, it doesn't do much damage by itself, obviously, but it's basically, at the end of the day, it's a noob tube. It's a guaranteed kill because that knockdown bullshit, then switch over to machine gun and that's it.
Right.
But a lot of people would really hate that there's a lot of players on MGO3 that play with that mentality. They play with the underbarrel because they can't play for shit. They have to rely on the underbarrel. They can't aim. They just got to rely on knockdowns and getting cheap kills from that way. And anyone who's listening and likes to play with underbarrel, seriously, fuck you. I hate you. Why can't you just wither and die? I'm only joking. I'm only joking. But yeah.
I'm partially to blame for that. I mean, when it was a point in time where that flinch mechanic was in the game, and you really couldn't kill anybody unless you dumped your whole clip into them. So that's when I had started using the grenade launcher because of that. But I mean, once they fixed it, I really didn't use it again. But I take some of the responsibility for starting that trend.
Well, I mean, at least you're open. At least you actually admit, saying, well, I saw something to my advantage. I used it. I used it against other people. I apologize partially, but I apologize, not partially. But, I mean, at least you're honest. At least you opened up and says, well, I have used the underbarrel grenade launcher at the time when, flinching was predominant. So, again, I mean, that's more to your humble score.
I mean, I just feel like the enforcer should only have it as long as the enforcer, in my opinion, it's not good enough.
I agree.
I know people. They're like, what? The enforcer? They got demo 3 grenades, but I mean, if you played the high levels of play, no one's using the enforcer. It's not good enough. I think they should have. If they were the only ones to have the underbarrel, they would be fine. But
exactly. I mean, the whole point of enforcer is being the heavy, the guy who's got the access to the heaviest weaponry, the most damage. Obviously, it's supposed to be the most slowest as well, but you shouldn't have someone who's an infiltrator who's really fast but can use underbarrel. It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense.
Right.
Well, anyway, I'm going to end it on that note because I don't want to, take up too much of your time. I know you're a busy guy on MGO3, kicking ass as usual, winning tournaments. I mean, I did see your MGO.io tournament, the first one. I was watching your last match against, was it Purge Plus? Yeah, it was Purge Plus, the team name. It was your last match and then you ended up winning.
Yeah.
I got a question. When you won that tournament, did you get your hats that was supposed to be a reward?
No, we're supposed to be getting them, but they didn't give a specific time frame as to when we're getting it. So
wow,
I mean, we could probably have another case of where we did ESL, and it took us a while to get the prize money. It took us about three
Oh,
months,
I
maybe.
think I've heard that story. I didn't know that was about you. I heard that story on Reddit where you won the ESL and you were supposed to. How much was the prize money again? Was it like $200 or something? I'm not too sure on the prize money.
What was it? Um,
And I heard there was some guy who was complaining on the Reddit. He was like saying, "Look, we've won like so many weeks ago or months ago, and we're due all this money, and nothing's been done."
I think it was $1,000 for the entire team, so you had to split between six. So, I mean, it still took a while to receive it. One of my members just got his like what a month ago, so it takes a while.
But I mean, this is a company that's supposed to be, got a lot of money. It's got a lot of, they've got gyms, they've got pachinko machines, they've got Metal Gear franchise, and it takes them months to cash out $1,000.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And they're supposed to, promise it, but knowing Konami, knowing their track record, it's not
Yeah,
great.
they'll promise it, but it's all about when they'll give it to you.
3 years time before MGO 3 shuts down, last day, they'll say to you, "Hey, PurestOne, when you won that MGO.io tournament? Well, here's your hats," and then you just be sat there going, "Mate, the servers are going to be closed down tomorrow. What the hell am I supposed to do with this?"
Right, right.
But yeah, I mean, when I was watching the stream though, I was pleased that you won. I was wanting your team to win. It was very entertaining. We went to a tiebreaker. There was supposed to be best 3 out of 5 matches, but you won. Was it you won 2 and the other team won 2? They
Right.
came back and then it was the last match. But then obviously when I was watching that stream, you guys were kicking their ass on. Was it Com Control? I think so. It
Yeah,
was
I
Com
think it
Control.
was I think it
Yeah,
was Tom on Amber Station.
Amber Station. Remember that? Because I requested the music for the stream on the last one. Because the guy who was hosting it he says, "What music do you want?" And everyone was going, "Oh, can we have the boss theme from Metal Gear Solid 3?" I was like, "Fuck that! This is the tiebreaker. This is the final match. This is the championship match. Put on the Metal Gear Solid 1 duel theme on." And then everyone was like, "Yeah, definitely." So it made the whole stream quite epic and everything. But yeah, I was quite pleased that your team won, and I'm still disappointed that your team has not got any hats. I mean, like, what the hell, Konami? Seriously, step your game up. You promised hats like weeks ago, and there's still nothing. What the hell? It's only one part of the content. How long does it take to implement? It's only a question mark and an exclamation mark. What the hell, Konami? What the hell?
Right.
But
But
anyway, again, I'll leave it on this note because, you're a busy man, MGO3, tournament, blah, 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 Mr. Controversial, leader of Encrypted. But,
hold
again,
on, hold on. Give me a second. I will say this though. After that tournament, they mentioned, interest in making a world tournament, doing another world tournament. So, uh, I mean, if they do decide to go with that, that would be cool. But yeah, they do have interest in doing a world tournament from all the regions, like they did MGO2.
yeah, they were saying they wanted more events planned. They want more events, where... Because people really like that event with the MGO.io tournament. You got a lot of people watching on Twitch and just a lot of people interested in the game. Even Konami took notice through, like, Twitter. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm hoping more events come because the game is seriously dying and it's a 1 year anniversary coming up for MGS5 and look at the play base now.
Yeah.
It's like 1,000 at base
Yeah.
on the really good day. But anyway, thank you for attending the podcast, PurestOne. It was really nice that, someone like you can attend this podcast. Because I know people like Sensual as a friend, I know people like Professor Khai as a friend, but, you were willing to join in straight away. He says, yeah, no problem, I'll do it. It's nice that you're humble and you don't have your fame go to your head.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you have any
really
in the
thank
future,
you.
you can always call me and see if I can attend.
Well, I'm thinking about doing another podcast with you in it, because I usually do this on whenever I do a podcast. And on series 1, I had one where I had a guest on each episode, but at the end we had like nearly everyone in the same podcast. But it's basically like fan submitted questions, and I'll be honest with you, PurestOne, they are the best ones because they go really crazy. I don't know if you've seen on Professor Khai's video